Yorktown is an elite rarity aircraft carrier from the Eagle Union, and is the lead and namesake ship of the Yorktown class of aircraft carriers. She's available from special construction, the Medal of Honor requisition, or from drops on stages 3-4, 7-2, 13-4, and 15-1. Yorktown was launched from the Newport News Shipbuilding Yard on the 4th of April 1936, commissioned on the 30th of September 1937, crippled and sunk at the Battle of Midway from the 5th to the 7th of June 1942, and stricken on the 2nd of October 1942. Yorktown did the usual tasks an American carrier did in the Second World War. Here are her more interesting exploits. Was christened by Eleanor Roosevelt, was the flagship of Task Force 17 and Admiral Frank Fletcher. During the Battle of the Coral Sea, she had her planes sink Kikuzuki, 3 minesweepers, 4 barges, and 5 enemy seaplanes. Later, she and Lexington sank Soho, damaging Shokaku the next day, with specifically her flight deck and gas storage tanks being damaged. However, a Val dive bomber hit Yorktown in the center of her flight deck, penetrating 4 decks before exploding, killing 66 and causing massive amounts of structural damage. The following Battle of Midway, despite her massive damage, Yorktown was ordered to fight alongside her sister ships Enterprise and Hornet, with some light patchwork made to make her operable. When they arrived at Midway, Yorktown's dive bombers made 3 hits on Soryu, setting her ablaze. Soryu's sister ship, Hiryu, retaliated by sending 18 Valve dive bombers at Yorktown, with 3 hitting her, 1 near an elevator which caused the flight deck to splinter and killed nearby flight deck crew and AA gun crews, another near the lower part of the funnel that damaged or extinguished 10 boilers, and the 3rd exploding on the 4th deck. The ship began listing and speed drop considerably, with a jammed rudder further making the situation worse. When the list reached 26 degrees, it was feared that she would capsize, and an abandoned ship order was sent. Both Yorktown and Hammond were sunk the following day by I-168. In her character art, drawn by Howe, Yorktown wears a black and white dress with ruffled bottom underneath a black captain's coat with cuffs, an Eagle Union armband, and blue rose on her lapel, black tights, and blue platform shoes. Her rigging consists of an attachment point at the bottom of her back, with 2 arms to her left and right. The left side has a superstructure with AA guns, while the right is her flight deck, which has a black top, yellow lines, an abbreviation of Yorktown on it, and AA guns. A Wildcat and Devastator fly around her, with her pet bald eagle, Grim, coming to land on her arm. In her voice lines, voiced by Kana Yuki, who voices Now in MMO Junkie, Noelle Silva in Black Clover, Super Creek in Uma Musume, Asahi Oka in Onimai, TCMS in Cord in Girls Frontline, Gitano and Myrrh in Arknights, Alspia in Grand Blue Fantasy, and Hane Asagao in Blue Archive, Yorktown is still affected by her death.
ヨークタウン型航空母艦のネームシップ、ヨークタウン。見捨てられた。あの子たちのせいではないけれど、私にはもうあの暗闇から光に手を差し伸べる勇気がないわ。指揮官様、あなたも私からいなくなるの？それとも、こんな私の手を引いてくださるのかしら。この子、私に懐いているわ。でも、私なんか、この子を飼ってもいいの？お時間があれば、妹たちと過ごした方が。私なんて、どうだっていいわ。こんな私に、あなたの印を刻む覚悟があるというの？私のことを覚えなくても。お怪我がなくて、よかった。やっぱり、指揮官様も、いつか私から、指揮官様、変なお人。もう悲しい物別れをしたくないというのに、 私の心に踏み込んで。
At level 125 with max affinity and enhancements, Yorktown has 5,933 HP, 401 aviation, 324 AA, 123 reload, 56 evasion, medium armor, 32 speed, 98 accuracy, 39 luck, and consumes 12 oil. Yorktown has 2 skills, which focus on dealing damage and healing herself. Yorktown's first skill, Vengeance, at level 10, when she takes damage, Yorktown launches an SBD Dauntless Squadron, which has a cooldown of 20 seconds. Once per battle, when her HP falls below 20%, she recovers 25% of her max HP. Her second skill, Fleet Carrier, when Yorktown launches an airstrike, she increases the damage of the Vanguard fleet by plus 15% for 8 seconds. This doesn't stack with the same skill. The recommended equipment for Yorktown is the prototype XF5U Flying Flapjack, F7F Tiger Cat or Sea Hornet for fighters, prototype Tenrai or AD-1 Sky Raider for dive bombers, Wyvern or prototype Spearfish for torpedo bombers, 2 steam catapults, and a scepter. Wow, this is surprising. Another Elite Rarity Eagle Union aircraft carrier that was released with the game that is really just not worth using at all nowadays. Sure, her first skill sets her apart from the Lexington-class sisters, who literally have the exact same skills as each other, not including retrofits or augment modules, as it actually uses an airstrike rather than a barrage and can heal her. But there's really nothing going on with Yorktown that makes her usable. The airstrike launches when she takes damage and has a massive cooldown of 20 seconds, and she only heals herself when she's at 20% HP or lower. Granted, the healing amount is 25%, so she goes up to around 45% max HP, but still not great. Her second skill is the generic plus 15 damage for Vanguard fleet, which doesn't do much at all, because if you're relying on your Vanguard fleet for damage, why? I'd say she needs a retrofit or a unique augment module to make people actually consider using her, but let's be realistic. She is never going to get one of those because of Yorktown 2. Zero priority to raise. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Arknights and Girls Frontline videos as well.